Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to be using the Coil tool to create a sheet metal part. Let's start with a line and a 3-point rectangle. Something like this. Right-click, done. Let's apply dimensions now. An aligned dimension. Right-click, aligned. For D0, let's use thickness. Again, right-click, aligned. And let's make it something like 10 millimeters. OK. Now a horizontal constraint between this point and this point. Let's dimension this distance. Let's make it 20 millimeters. OK. And let's place an angular dimension here. Let's say 5 degrees. OK. One more dimension is needed. We'll apply a fixed constraint to this point. And we're done. Right-click, done. Let's select this line and convert it to a center line. Now let's exit our sketch. Go to the Model tab and activate the Coil tool. Our profile is already pre-selected, so let's select the axis. Coil Size tab, Pitch, 15 millimeters, Revolutions, 3. OK. And here is our coil. Let's go to the Sheet Metal tab now. Create a flat pattern from our part. We get a warning message, Failure to create. Let's cancel out of the warning window and go to the Manage tab. Click Parameters. Let's change the angle of D3 to 0. Click Done. Now let's go back to the Sheet Metal tab and try to create a flat pattern again. And now we're able to create it. Let's fold our part back up. Double-click on Coil 1. Go to the Coil Size tab. Under Type, let's select Spiral. Pitch will change to 5 millimeters. And click OK. Again, we get an error message, which basically translates to mean that we're not able to build the flat pattern. No bends found, nothing to compute. Let's accept that. Notice that our flat pattern feature in the tree has got the warning sign next to it. Let's go ahead and delete Coil 1. Sketches as well. And the flat pattern also, we'll delete that. Let's edit Sketch 1. Take a front view. And let's select and delete all of this geometry. This time I'm going to create a spiral using arcs. Here's my first arc. There's my second arc, until the tangent relation appears. Third arc. Same thing. And let's create one more. Let's actually add one more. The tangency symbol appears, and right-click and done. Let's add a horizontal relation between this point and this point, this point and this point, this point, and this point. There you go. As well here. OK, one more. Let's apply some dimensions now. Let's make D12 15 millimeters, OK. And this dimension will be 5 millimeters, OK. This dimension will be equal to my previous dimension, 5 millimeters, OK. And let's make these other dimensions equal as well. equal as well. Status bar shows me that 2 more dimensions are needed. Let's use a fixed constraint to constrain this point. And now we've got a fully constrained sketch. We're ready to exit. Let's take an isometric view, and let's insert a work plane. We'll select this point and this curve. Let's create a sketch on this work plane. Let's use a rectangle. We've got to project the geometry first. And now let's activate the rectangle tool. Dimensions. This dimension will be the thickness of the material. Click OK. And let's make this dimension, let's say, 15 millimeters. Click OK. The sketch is fully constrained. We can exit. Now let's go to the Model tab, activate the Sweep command. The profile is already pre-selected. Let's select the path. There's our preview. Click OK. Let's return to the Sheet Metal tab and create a flat pattern. No problem here. We were able to create the flat pattern fairly easily from the spiral shape. And this concludes our tutorial about building a sheet metal part from a coil.